really bad storm. I don't know where you were, but here, I mean, the rain was going sideways, the trees were bending, a lot of branches came down. Some of you may have thought, well, maybe I just shouldn't go out tonight and just stay home. But you came out anyway. You came out to see Krishna, and Krishna protected you in coming here. And it's our great fortune tonight that we have a very special guest, His Grace Deena Bandhu Prabhu, coming all the way from the holy land of Vrindavan, India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Deena Bandhu Prabhu, he joined Iskcon in 1969, in the very early days of Iskcon in Boulder, Colorado. He moved to India, to Vrindavan, in 1984, so over 40 years ago. He's been living in Vrindavan for 40 years. In 1986, he started giving tours to all the pilgrims around the different holy places in the land of Vraja. In fact, if you've been to Vrindavan, you probably have seen Deena Bandhu. You must have seen Deena Bandhu Prabhu, because his energy is all over, you know, giving tours, chanting. Okay, we're here to Krishna. For their benefit, they want to hear. But you know, when devotees like this come, it's like a holy place that's traveling with them, because they carry Krishna within their heart, and remembrances that make these holy places so special, they give it to the devotees when they go out to places like Philadelphia, of all places. He was actually telling me that he has some roots here in Philadelphia. His mother was from Norristown, and his grandfather was the first aerial photographer of the city of Philadelphia. So he has some connection to us here in the city of brotherly love. Also, he had a very wonderful project to restore Vrinda Kund in Vraja, making that a very, a project that brought nice architecture and just beautification for Tulsi and Vrinda Devi. We have a deity of Vrinda Devi here also, yeah, in our Tulsi room. So please help me give Deena Bandhu Prabhu a very warm Philadelphia welcome by chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I want to ask just two things real quickly of the guests. We have a couple people hanging out in the back. He's come all this way. You can come closer. Come on. Also, even there, some people are kind of hiding behind there. We have a lot of space under here. The closer we are together, the better it feels. Yeah. And then lastly, if you could just turn your cell phones to mute, so we can just absorb ourselves here in this wonderful Krishna Katha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So it's an extremely great pleasure and honor to be here again in Philadelphia after a long time. And it's very special ecstasy to be here at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and the lotus feet of Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra Maharani, to be at the lotus feet of this beautiful Radha Sharad Bihari, and to be here at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and to be with all the devotees of Philadelphia. It's a very great honor and pleasure for me. So tonight we're going to take you to Vrindavan, without ticket, without visa, no security check, and no mask. So to begin, we'll begin with a very beautiful song about Lord Chaitanya. Now, because we're Gaudiya Sampradaya, then 90% of our bhajans are all in Bengali. especially if it's about Lord Chaitanya, it has to be in Bengali. But this bhajan is about Lord Chaitanya. It is not in Bengali. It's not even really in Hindi. It's in Brij Bhasa, the language of Braj. So, like, if you have your devices, like Prabhuji said, please put them on silent. And because these babies have a way of crying in the middle of the lecture. And you can look up Sundara Lala. Some places, some websites is Sundara Bala, but I learned it's Sundara Lala. Anyway, you'll learn the refrain in 2 seconds and sing with us. Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nashata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nashata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nashata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Sri Hari Kirtan. 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya appeared, he was very beautiful. Beautiful means Sundar. But he was not Sham Sundar like our deities in Vrindavan. He was Gaur Sundar. Sundara Lala. In Vraj, when we went to call a little boy, we say, "Oh Lala, Aja Lala, come here Lala." We want to call a little girl, we say, "Oh Lali, Aja Lali, come here Lali." See, he was a very beautiful boy. And who was his mother? Sachi Mata. So we call him Sachi Nandan or Sachi Dulala. Sundara Lala, Sachi Dulala. And he was born underneath a neem tree, so he got the name Nimai. And his father's name was Jagannath Mishra. Mishra means Brahman. So he got the name Nimai Pandit. What name?
Nimai Pandit.
Sundara Lala, Sachidu Lala, Nachata. He was always dancing. And where was he dancing? In the Hilton Hotel. In the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan. In Hindi, instead of having prepositions, we have postpositions. So he was dancing Sri Hari Kirtan in Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan. Because in this dark age of Kali, this is the recommended process, chanting very enthusiastically and very loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this wasn't something that Lord Chaitanya invented or made up. Just like nowadays, it's the fashion to make your own religion. But this is according to Shastra. Because Shastra comes from the word Shastra, to guide. Shastra is there to guide us. That is our praman, our evidence for the things beyond our sensual experience. And I was thinking of example, because this is a city of the Liberty Bell. So this pastime will illustrate the importance of Shastra, the scriptures, with the bell pastime. Because one time, all Odra Gopis came to Mother Yasoda to complain. Your Lala comes to our house and steals all our buttermilk and yogurt. So Mother Yasoda said, "Ari Sakya, what do you think? In our house there's no buttermilk and yogurt? My Patide, my husband, Nanda Baba, he has 9 lakhs of cows. You know the meaning of 1 lakh? What is it? 100,000. So 9 lakhs means 1 megabyte. Almost 1 megabyte. So, do dahi makan ghee ye sab nadi ke barabar hamare ghar mein bete thi. These things are flowing like river in our house. Why Lala will go to someone's house to steal? You have any praman? You have any evidence? Zabute, huh? Oh. You want evidence? Okay, we'll bring your Lala. Muh mein makan and hat mein makan. Butter on the mouth and butter on the hands. So the gopis, they got the best milk of Vraj from Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Ganda. Ganda means fragrance. And Padma, you all know, means lotus. Her milk is fragrant just like a lotus flower. And they made it into yogurt, because in Vraj, we don't scrape the cream off and turn it into butter. We take the whole milk, turn it into yogurt, and we turn the yogurt into butter. And I read one article recently that ghee and butter made from the cream creates the bad cholesterol. And that butter and ghee from the yogurt creates the good cholesterol. Because everybody worries about these things these days. I'm telling you, I saw this article. So they made it into yogurt, and they put it in a big churning pot, and all the bangles going ching, ching, ching. So then they put it in a pot. And all around the mouth of that pot, they put little bells. If anybody moves this pot, then all the bells will ring. Then they tied it from the rafters, and they put little bells all along the rope. Anybody tries to untie this rope, then all the bells will ring. And this fellow is very clever. He may try to use the ukkal, the wooden grinding mortar. So all around the wooden grinding mortar, they put little bells. If anybody moves this, then all the bells will ring. And he's very, very clever fellow. Both chalwe. He may try to come by the window. So they put little tiny bells all around the window. If anybody tries to come in by the window, then all the bells will ring. Then they all hid themselves. Now Nandalala, he has a special radar to find out where there's fresh, soft, wonderful butter, freshly churned butter. So his radar was going beep, 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 beep. And he looked at the whole scene. All around the window are bells. On the ukkal there's bells. On the rope there's bells. On the pot there's bells. And he said, Aray, who do these gopis think I am anyway? Who do they think I am? By my will, millions of universes come into existence. By my will, they're all destroyed. What are these tiny little bells? Who do these gopis think I am anyway? And he looked at all the bells and said, don't ring. So he and all the cowboys climbed through the window, not a single bell rang. He brought the ukkal over underneath the pot, not a single bell rang. He climbed up, he untied the ropes, not a single bell rang. He brought that pot down, he put the mouth toward himself, and he began to eat all the butter. And every bell in the room began to ring. And Krishna became very angry. I told you not to ring? And all the gopis, they jumped out and they grabbed me. Ha, we got you. Muh mein makan and hat mein makan. Butter on the mouth, butter on the hand. And he looked at all the bells. You don't respect my word. You don't respect my words. I told you not to ring. And the bells said, Hare Maharaj, Kosi baat manao. Tune kaha ki mat bachna. The Shastra mein likhe hai, Gopal ko bhog lagana hai, mat ganji pe na. You said not to ring, but in Shastra it says when you give Gopal Bhog, then you have to ring the bell. If there's somebody here who is not offering his food to Krishna, you can learn from the older devotees here how to offer. You say the prayers and you ring the bell. So, even over Krishna's own word, they were accepting the word of Shastra. We all know that our favorite verse, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Kevala, Kalu Nasteva, 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 Gacchami. It says 3 times, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name. Kalua, very special word. Kalua, Nasteva, Nasteva, no other way, no other way, no other way. Then everybody will say this very narrow-minded. But this is intelligent. When you're sick, you go to the medical store, to the pharmacy, and say, give me some medicine, I'm sick. Well, what medicine you need? Well, they're all nice medicine, give me some medicine. Do we do that? No. First we go to the doctor, we find out what disease we're suffering from, he gives us a prescription, and then we go to the medical store. This is intelligence. So this little word is there, kalua, that all, just like all the medicine in the store is nice. Do you like medicine? No. So what do they do for the children? They put sugar in it, or sugar on it, and sugar coat it. But suppose I'm suffering from diabetes. It's a nice medicine, approved by the government, recommended by doctors, but for me it's poison. I have to take the medicine that's appropriate for my disease. So, yog, dhyan, gyan, karma, all these things are very nice processes, but kalua, this tiny word is there, in this Kali Yuga, we're all suffering from this Kali disease. So in this Kali Yuga, this will be the most effective medicine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Vidati Sadharandiyam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha, Kripa-sindhu-vedascha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So I was thinking about where to go today. So I was thinking, this is place, Philadelphia is famous. Actually, the word itself means the city of brotherly love. So what would be more appropriate than hearing about Krishna and Balaram? So we'll go to Nandagan. Because it describes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu was on parikrama. Just like you guys, when you go to Vrindavan, you go on parikrama to Nandagan, Barsana. But you go by AC car and bus. But Mahaprabhu was going by his feet with his arms raised in the air chanting the holy names. And when he came to Nandagan, he asked one villager, are there any deities here? And they said, well, on top of this hill there's a cave. Inside this cave there's a very tall, strong man. Beside him is a little dainty lady. And in between, little Tribangalalit Gwal, little cowherd boy. So Mahaprabhu, he climbed that hill, and he went inside that cave, and he saw big tall Nanda Baba with a big yellow turban, and dainty little Madhya Soda with her sari pulled over her head, and in between this beautiful little Gwal. And Mahaprabhu began to caress the body of Gopal. Actually, I posed for that picture. You've seen it in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because you've read in Leelamrita about the great Chaitanya Charitamrita marathon. Well, I was president of Portland, Oregon for a while, and I came down to LA because Prabhupada was there. And I was walking on the street, minding my own business, and Jadharani came running out and said, "Hey, you, come here." And she dragged me. They wanted me to pose for pictures, because if you have a picture, you know, somebody posing, it's easier to paint, and they were in a hurry, you know. So that picture, Mahaprabhu caressing the body of Gopal, that was me. The Buddhist priest who brought the contaminated plate and the eagle dropped it on his head, that was me. The old man standing behind him with the stick going, that was me. Lord Chaitanya was going to Vrindavan and Gadadhar Pandit wanted to come with him, and he said, "No, you're taking Kshetra sannyas." So Mahaprabhu was sitting in the boat going like that, that's me. And Gadadhar Pandit fainting because he couldn't go. And Jadharani wasn't satisfied. I had to paint at least 5 times before she got the right picture. And then somebody said, "Hey, don't you know this is the president of Portland Temple?" He said, "Oh, sorry, brother. No, I'm very happy to be somehow a part of the great Chaitanya Charitamrita Marathon." So that was my part. So anyway, now when you go to Nandagam, the king of Bharatpur has built a great, big, beautiful temple on top of the hill. And several years ago, one sadhu in Vrindavan named Janaki Das, he got marble. He put marble all over the domes of the temple. So it shines in all directions. Because in Brajriti Chintamani, a beautiful book by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he describes the whole of Braj, and when he gets to Nandagam, he has a wonderful verse. Tatachurabhutam aparashobham nandiswaram sadhugana vadanti nandiswaram yandadini rupam Sri Nanda Rajalaya Rajamanam. So he's been describing Vrindavan, so he says tat tat. Tat means referring back to that Vrindavan that he's describing. Shurabhuta means the crown jewel. Tatat Shurabhutam aparashobham, whose glory is ever expanding. Tatachurabhutam aparashabam nandiswaram sadhugana. That not that Vishwanath Thakur alone is saying, it is sadhugana vadanti, all the sadhuga vadanti, they're telling that this is the crown of Braj. Previously, when he got to Vrindavan, he said Nava Nava Tilakam. Giriraj is the tilak of Braj, and Nandeswar Parvat is the crown of Braj. Nandiswaram Sadhugana Vadanti. We call it Nandeswar Parvat, because the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Nandiswaram Sadhugana Vadanti. Nandiswaram Rupam Vyadiya Rupam, it is the self-same form of Nandeswar Mahadev, Lord Shiva. Sri Nanda Rajalaya Rajamanam. And Nanda Maharaj's palace. Just like you go to India and stay for some time and hear the word Karyalaya. So Karya, you know, means work. So Karyalaya means office. Where work goes on, that's the office. So here he says Rajalaya. So you can understand the place of the king, palace. Sri Nanda Rajalaya Rajamanam. Nanda Maharaj ke mahal wahan virajmani. Nanda Maharaj's palace is resting on the hill. And then he has another Nandiswar Astakam, and he says, Yatra Vrajadi Pepura Pratibha Prakasha Prasadamurda Kalaso Prinitarangi Parikshate Bhuvijaya Dvajake Tubuto Nandi Swaram Sabarabandam Mudam Dadatu. Yatra, in that place, Vrajadipe, the king of Braj, Yatra Vrajadipe Pura Pratibha Prakasha, the unparalleled city, Pura, unparalleled Pura, Prakasha, just like we all have a friend named Prakash. Prakash means shine. So like I said, somebody put marble in and now it shines everywhere. Yatra Vrajadi Vepura Apratima Prakasha, unparalleled city of Nanda Maharaj is shining on top of the hill. Yatra Vrajadi Vekura Pratima Prasadamurda Kalaso Parinitarangi. On top of the palace, there's a dome. On top of the dome, there's a kalas. On top of the kalas, Nityarangi. Something is always dancing. What does he say? Barhikshate. Hikshate means to see. And Barhi means peacock. Just like we sing in the morning. Barhavatam sammasitam buddhasundaram. So Barhi means peacock. Peacocks are seen dancing. And Jayadvaj. Just like in Miami, we have a very dear godbrother from Argentina named Jayadvaj. Very similar, everybody knows Jayapataka. The same thing, Jayadvaj is the same. Victory flag. So this peacock is dancing, and this Jayadvaj is dancing. Parikshite Bhuvi Jayadvaj Ketu. Very wonderful victory flag is dancing. And you'll see anytime you go, there's a flag always blowing in the wind on top of the temple. Parikshite Bhuvi Jayadvaj Ketu. Nandi Saram Samaramandam Mudam Dadatu. May that Nandiswar Parvat give you unlimited amounts of happiness. So the king of Bharpur has built a beautiful temple on top of the hill. And now you not only see a big tall Nanda Baba with his pili pokri, with his pili pagri, with his yellow turban and little dainty Madhya Soda, but you see both Krishna and Balaram there. But they both have the same mukha, same kurta, same dhoti, same belts, same ankle bells, same armlets, everything same to same. You can't tell who's Krishna and who's Balaram. But if you ask the pujaris, they'll tell different things. Sometimes they'll tell you, you see, actually, Krishna, he has too much love for Mother Yasoda. So he's on the yes side. And Baldao, he has too much love for Nanda Baba, so he's on Baba's side. Actually, if you have good eyes, you can see that Baldao is a little bit bigger. And if you have very good eyes, this is our eye test in Vraj. Do we have any optometrists here? In our congregation, we also have one, anyway. So, this is our eye test. Baldao's eyes, if you have very good eyes, you can see they're a little bit pinkish from drinking too much baruni. Other Pujari told me, he said, well, Krishna and Balaram, they're like twins. Because we know Balaram, he appeared on the Balaram Purnima, the Shravan Purnima. Then 8 days later, on the Bhadrapad Astami, Krishnastami day, then Krishna appeared 8 days later. So they're almost like twins. And I bet even here in Philadelphia, people have twins. Sometimes they dress them exactly the same, is it? Even here in Philadelphia. And other reason is that Balaram, he feels himself, I'm the big brother. So my duty to protect my little brother. This is Brother Leela. Do you have a big brother? Do you have a big brother? Anyways, do you have a big brother? Nobody has a big brother. Does he help you or does he fight with you? So, but Baldao, he has too much love for Kanaya. So, to protect Kanaya, he takes chandan and he burns it, and with the black, he smears the whole body completely black. And he puts on same mukha, same kurta, same dhoti, same sash, everything same jewelry, same nupur, everything same to same, so that the demons, they can't tell who's Kanaya and who's Baldao. Other reason is that Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini are very, very clever. Those who are already mothers, you'll recognize the cleverness of Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini. Those of you going to be mothers someday, you can learn something from Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini. They know very well that if they dress them differently, then they'll just fight. No, I want Baldao's crown. No, I want his dhoti. No, I want his kurta. I want his belt. No, I want his ankle belt. They'll just fight. So Mother Yasoda and Rohini are very, very clever. They dress them exactly the same, and the two boys don't fight. Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki
Jai.
And not far from Nandagan, there's a beautiful, well, it's not a kund, it's a sarovar. When you go up on top of the temple, you can look down and you can see, if you look to the west, there's a big red school building, and behind that school building is a very large sarovar. Because when the kund becomes too big, then we call it a sarovar, a lake. So that is known as Nanda Sarovar. Well, actually nowadays it's known as Pavan Sarovar. Previously it was known as Nanda Sarovar. Because Nanda Maharaj excavated this for the pleasure of all of the Vrajavasis. Because if you go, you'll see that you'll be disappointed. You think of Vrindavan, just like here we see so many beautiful green forests. But Vrindavan is just on the edge of the Rajasthan, a very brown forest. So, I forgot what I was going to say.
Nanda was digging, Nanda Maharaj was digging the...
Yeah, so he dug this kund, which is a very dry place, for the pleasure of all the Brishvasis. He dug this beautiful, so it became known as Nanda Sarovar. And how it became Pavan Sarovar is a very interesting history. One time, Nandalala, he saw that Ma Yasoda was making all kinds of funny things for lunch. She wasn't making the regular rice, dal, chapati, and sabji. She was making all fried things. Little fried noodles we call sev, and little cracker-like things we call matri, and samosas, and kachoris, all fried things she was making. So Lala, he came there and he said, Are Maiya, kis prakar ka vichitra bhojan bana rahi hai aaj Maiya? What type of funny bhojan are you making today, Maiya? And Mother Yasoda said, Lala, your Baba's going to prayer. So all these things are fried in ghee. They will stay good for a long time, so he will eat them along the way. Because still today in Bharat, there's people who won't eat things cooked outside the house. Becoming less and less, or otherwise we wouldn't hear all the racket on the train. Kela, kela, banana, kela, kela, banana. Apple, save, apple, save. Pina, time pass ke liye, pina, time pass ke liye, pina. Garam, garam, cigara. Chai. But still we see some people bring their little tiffins and they have all little fried things and they eat them along the way. And Maiya, where's Baba going? Where's he going, Maiya? Lala, he's going to Prayag. Acha, Maiya? And where is that, Maiya? Arey Lala, I'm busy cooking. So you go ask your Baba. I'm busy cooking. Because the little boys, they ask too many questions, isn't it? So you go ask your Baba. So he went to Nanda Baba. He said, Baba, where are you going, Baba? Baba, where are you going? He said, Lala, I'm going to Prayag. Acha, Baba? And where is that, Baba? Where is that? Lala, that is a very special place where Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati join in Sangam. When two or more rivers join together, we call it Sangam. Just like somebody's come from Delhi, somebody's come from Ujjain, somebody's come from Gwalior, somebody's come from Artabandu, he's come from Bengal, somebody's come from Philadelphia, somebody came from California, and we've all joined together in Bhakta Sangam. So that is a very special place where Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati join in Sangam. But Baba, today is a very inauspicious day for travel. You should not travel today. Tomorrow is Akshaya Tritiya. You should go on Akshaya Tritiya day. That is a very auspicious day for traveling. So Nanda Baba said, all right, since you're telling, we'll go tomorrow. Because you see in our Vaishnava calendar, somewhere around May and June, when Tithi comes, Akshaya Tritiya, beginning of Chandan Yatra. So that Shai means to diminish. So Akshay, we put in the friend, it means Abha, which always increases. So that is a very, very special day to start something. Just like people do Griha Pravesh on Akshaya Tritiya. Because everybody wants that their happiness in their new house will go on increasing. People open up their store, their new store on Akshaya Tritiya. Because everybody wants their profit to always Akshaya, increase, not like today where it's going down and down with all the tariffs and everything. And even with such an auspicious day, if you want to come to Nandagam, to see the festival there on Akshaya Tritiya day, you have to book your taxi well in advance. Because all the taxis will be booked for shadi, for wedding. Because it is such an auspicious day, without even consulting the astrologer, you can do your wedding. Because everyone wants that. That also should be Akshay, happily ever after. And to begin a journey, it is also a very auspicious day. So Nanda Baba said, all right, Lala, since you're telling, I will go tomorrow. So next day, Nanda Baba, he went to take his bath in Pavan Sarovar before Mangalarti, just like all of us. So when he got there, he saw this big personality rolling in the dust of Vraj and bathing in the Sarovar, then rolling in the dust and laughing, bathing in the Sarovar, rolling in the dust. And Nanda Baba, he never saw such a personality in his Nandagam. He went there, and he said, Maharaj, who are you? Baba, I'm Prayag. Prayag? There's no Prayag who lives around here. Are, Baba, not from here. I'm Prayag Raj, king of all the tears. Acha, is it? And why have you come here, Baba? Why have you come here, Maharaj? Are, Baba, all year long everybody comes and puts their pop on me. You know pop, Coca-Cola 7-Up. No, pop means sin. Everybody comes and puts their pop on me. So one day, in the Akshaya Tritiya day, I come here, I roll in this dust of Vraj, and I bathe in the Sarovar, and I become Pavana. Jai Sri Radha Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sri Sri Radha Krishna. I bathe in this water and become Pavana, purified. Acha, is it? Then he looked on the other side of the Sarovar, so many beautiful ladies were there taking bath. Not like Nandagam ladies. Nandagam ladies also beautiful, but this was different beauty. Just like we see, the North Indian ladies, they have a certain beauty. The South Indians, they have another type of beauty with all the hair, flowers in their hair. And the Manipuri ladies have a different type of beauty. And Kerala ladies have a different type of beauty. This is different type of beauty. And they have beautiful, beautiful saris. Not like Nandagam saris. Nandagam saris are also beautiful, but this was special. With silver threads this way and golden threads this way. Very special. So Nanda Baba, he went there and he said, ladies, who are you? Somebody sang Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jhelum. All the sacred rivers were there taking their bath. And ladies, why have you come here today? Are, Baba, all year long everybody's putting their pop on us. One day we come here on this Akshaya Tritiya day, we bathe in this Sarovar, we roll in this dust of Vraj, and we become pavan, purified. Acha, is it? So then Nanda Baba, he took his bath, and he went back upstairs. By the time he got upstairs, then Nanda Lala had woken up. Baba, Baba, now you're going, Baba? Now you're going, Baba? Are, Lala, now I'm not going. Acha, Baba, why is that? Why is that, Baba? Hare Lala, every place I wanted to go, they all came here today to take bath. Kyo Kastu Take Mahanda. Why should they take the trouble to go there? Just like now in Prague, we had Mahakumbh Mela. So we didn't go there to take bath, because we could go to Pavan Sarovar and take bath. Even Prague is coming there to take bath. We went there and we distributed 1 lakh of plates of prasad daily. It was the biggest camp. I didn't go. Now I'm too old and it's too cold. So I didn't go, but I heard all the glories. And, beautiful displays, and we had 3 different kitchens, 3 places distributing prasad. So there was 30,000 plates from each place, so almost 1 lakh of prasad was going out. And we had kirtan party going all over the Kumbh Kshetra, because we didn't go there to take bath. We went there to bathe everyone in the nectar of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So after that, this Kund became known as Pavan Sarovar. And anybody who takes bath in this Kund, he also becomes Pavan. Pavan Sarovar ki Jai. There is a beautiful temple of Pavan Bihari, just on the edge of Pavan Sarovar. And used to be a small broken down place, but one nice Gaudiya devotee is there, a disciple of Ban Maharaja from that line. Because actually, the whole of Pavan Sarovar was given over to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because there's a place called Bardhaman, but they call it Burdwan, but the train station in Bardhaman. And if you're going from either way, from Mayapur to Vrindavan and Vrindavan to Mayapur, you always pass through Bardhaman. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta did a big, wonderful program there. And he made, just like we have all these doll exhibitions in Mayapur. So he made this doll exhibition. And even today, that road is called Exhibition Road. And the king of Bardhaman, he was an atheist. He thought all these sadhus, and they're all bogus fellows. So he heard that there's some big sadhu there in Bardhaman doing this program. So he went to see Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. As soon as he came in the room, his head went down to the ground. He paid obeisance to Bhaktisiddhanta and became his follower. So he came to Braj. He saw that Pavan Sarovar was a very poor estate. So he purchased the whole place. They showed me all in Urdu. I couldn't read it. Anyway, I could see the agreement that Pavan Sarovar belongs to. We handed it over to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He purchased it and handed it to the Bhaktisiddhanta. Bhaktisiddhanta put Ban Maharaj in charge. And Ban Maharaj, with the help of one of my godbrothers named Rishikeshananda, who even has a shopping center now in Bangkok, named after Rishikesh Plaza. So collected for that place, and they made it the Krishna Chaitanya Inter College. That big red school on the banks of Pavan Sarovar is called Krishna Chaitanya Inter College. If you read this, if you read Hindi, you can see the sign, Krishna Chaitanya Inter College. So anyway, that Pavan Bihari temple was very broken down and not very well. But Nitai Baba, he collected from all his godbrothers in America and everything. He started on Akshaya Tritiya Day, and he built this beautiful temple of Radha Pavan Bihari. And he has a big hall downstairs. Many times we just come there and we go downstairs because it's a beautiful room there where the monkeys can't bother us, because otherwise you're taking prasadam and the monkeys are coming, we're chasing them. We have devotees with sticks chasing them from all sides. The Nitai Baba lets us go downstairs and take prasadam free from the monkeys. On the other side of the school, there's the bhajan kutir of Srila Sanatana Goswami. Because Sanatana Goswami, we know the Goswamis, they wandered around there. So he thought this was a beautiful place, Pavan Sarovar. So on the bank of Pavan Sarovar, he used to do his bhajan. And he was just living there under the trees. And this little boy used to come and bring, little cowherd boy used to come and bring him milk every day and say, Baba, tell me stories about Krishna. So Sanatana Goswami would narrate and sing songs about Krishna to this little boy. You can see the painting there, but he never realized that actually this was Krishna himself in the form of this little cowherd boy. And the people, they saw that he was just under the trees and no protection from the heat, from the light, from the rain, from the snow, not snow, but from the dust storms. We also, just like today, if you come here, we were going around, one tree was completely across the road and branches were in the road. It was just like when we have a big, we call them Andis, in April in Vrindavan. They come through and they go down the Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg like this, because neem trees here and there. So, anyway, he was underneath the trees like that. So the Brijvasis, they built him a little bhajan kutir there. And that was also a small little place. And now if you go, they made a beautiful, glorious temple there. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta at Sanatana Goswami's bhajan kutir. They made a glorious temple there. Behind is a very wonderful temple, now they've made it very wonderful, of Iskcon Krishna's Babaji Maharaj, who was one of Prabhupada's very, very dear godbrothers. And Iskcon Krishna, he was famous because he was always chanting Hare Krishna. In fact, my godbrother Rishi Kisananda, he wandered around with him. He said, I only saw him sing bhajans or chant Hare Krishna. So one time he took me to Barsana, and there was a bunch of so-called sadhus, smoking the chillum. So he popped in line, and then Krishna's Baba said, Balonai, Balonai. Not good, not good. That's Bengali, not good. So Krishna stopped him. So anyway, he was always chanting. And in his last days, he came to Nandagan. And he stayed there, and he had a notebook. And he wrote in the notebook, there's nothing in all the three worlds except the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In all the three worlds, there's nothing but the holy name. And then the Mahamantra, and then again, I don't know anything except the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And finally he said, all the 14 worlds, there's nothing but the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then he left this world and entered into the Nandagam in the spiritual world. So he has a beautiful little samadhi there. And now they've renovated everything, and that samadhi is also renovated. Very wonderful place. One time, Iskcon Krishnadas, he was staying at Maharaj's Mutt. And it just so happened, if you ever heard Radhanath Swami tell the story, he overslept Delhi and he woke up and he was in Mathura station and all these people wearing saffron were walking all over there. What is this place? And the train was so crowded, he was in unreserved, so he had to climb through the window to get out. And they all took him to the Jambasthan because he said, this is, it's Krishna's birthday today. So he went to the Jambasthan and celebrated. Then finally, after a few days, all the sadhus said, because he spoke mostly English, they said, you go to Vrindavan to Maharaj's Mutt. There he has many books in English, you can understand what this place is all about. So he stayed there in Maharaj's Mutt, just on the way to when you go down the road to Madan Mohan. And he met Krishna's Baba, and he was always chanting. He was a scrawny little fellow and just looked like an ordinary Baba from Bengal. And one time it was a special festival comes in the summer, Bandi Harpikama. On the 2 days after, the Dvitiya day, after Nishringa Chaturdasi, then Purnima, the Dvitiya day, all the Brishvasis do Prikrama in Vrindavan at night. Because it's very cool. The daytime is so hot by that time. So then they do Prikrama at night, and they give out watermelon, like green melon, and kakri, this long green cucumber. Everywhere Sage Prasad, everybody's giving out cool water for everyone. So he went on Bandi Harpikama, so he got up late. So he was taking his bath by the well, and he heard this voice said, "You didn't come to Mangalarti today." He looked around, he only saw this little scrawny, Bengali Baba there. He couldn't, where did this voice come? So he continued, taking his bath. "You're not answering me. Why did you come to Mangalarti today?" And he turned around, he saw it was Krishna's Baba who was speaking perfect English. He said, "You must come to Mangalarti every day." So anyway, his Samadhi Mandir is very wonderful. How much time we have?
Another 15 minutes? 15
Okay. So one time, Bibi Govinda Maharaj, he told me this story. It was a Kadasi. So they all got their tape recorders, little Walkmans, if anybody remembers those things, before you had all your phones and things. He said, "Let's go have bhajans with Akinchan and Krishna's Baba." So they all went down to his room at Maharaj's mat. And as soon as he came in the room, he said, "You put all those things away. Today's Ekadasi, we're going to chant Hare Krishna." And everybody went, "Oh no, now we can't get out very politely. We're stuck, we're going to have to chant Hare Krishna the whole day with Krishna Das. We were going to do bhajans." And he said, "We're going to chant Hare Krishna and no snickety snick." No snickety snick. And then he started chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And after a while they were chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Then finally they were singing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. And that way the whole day went, the whole night went like that with the Krishnas. So this is the Krishnas Babaji. Anyway, we'll put our voice to rest here because maybe somebody has some questions. And we also have with us our latest book, Brajlila Part 3, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. So in the first two, maybe there's 12 pictures. But since everybody loves the photography of my dear friend Bandu, Arjun Bhattacharya, we decided to make it a picture book. So there's 284 color with this Kusum Sarovar at night. 284 color pictures, 32 paintings. We had to get special permission from BBT. And 530 pages of nectar. We discovered every place that anybody knows about, because there's many places. We went to Braj Bhakti Vilas, which gives the mantras for every place in Braj, and all around Govardhan. He gives mantras, and Ashram mantras and Pranam mantras, and nobody knows where those places are. So now we have at least a visual record of whatever is known in Govardhan. Everything is here. So after our questions, we have a little kirtan, of course. And then after, if anybody wants a book, I'm here to sign it also. We just ask a small donation of $25 for this book, 530 pages of nectar. Anybody has any questions? Everybody fell asleep?
Where can we learn more about these wonderful holy places?
Hmm?
Where can we learn more about these wonderful holy places? These are great pastimes you were telling.
The two best books are Nanda Vrindavan Champu and Gopal Champu. Nanda Vrindavan Champu is by Kavi Karnapur and Gopal Champu is by Jiva Goswami. The best thing is to come to Vrindavan and come with me and pick with me. Yes?
Where did Krishna go after they left Nandagram? What was the progression?
No, first they were in Gokul. Then after so many demons came and finally the twin Arjun trees came crashing down. So they crossed over the Jamuna and they went just behind our temple and they came to Chattikar, where you turn on the Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg from the Delhi highway, that's Chattikar. And they put all the carts in a circle like this. Because the old name is Chattikar. Chattikar means the Bailgari, the bullock cart. And they made it in a circle like this. So that became now it's known as Chattikar. And they stayed there for some days. And then they moved to Nandagram. Then from Nandagram, then Makurur came and took Krishna to Mathura. That's the progression. Anyway, we'll have kirtan for a few minutes. Nice brunch kirtan. And you're all tired of sitting. And this is dancing music. You won't be able to sit anyway. So you can all stand up. And we're going to give our Vrindavan well as a workout. In a minute. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan. Wal. The person who drives a rickshaw in Vrindavan, he's called the rickshaw Wala. Who makes the sweets, he's the sweet Wala, Mithai Wala. Who takes care of the go, he's the Go Wala. Go Wala, Go Wala, Go Wala, Wal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada, like we sing in Tulsi Arati, always sing the glories of Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai you know Radha Krishna Guna Gawa. That's an imperative sense. Sing Radha Krishna. Gaoge is future conditional. If you will sing Govinda Govinda, Prema Padarata, Padarata means that substance called prema, Prema Padarata, Paoge. You will taste that thing called prema. Govinda Govinda, Paoge. wants a book, you don't have to have cash. We can take online and QR code and credit card. Anyway, anyhow, I'm here to sign.
Devotees can come up. We have books here on the side.